Well, hello, my friends. I hate to have to say this, but I, like all of my Virginia friends, have been duped. Governor Northam and his financial help have duped us. They came out with a program to attack the Second Amendment and remove parts of it, knowing full well that we would get all up and excited and go on a march. They put up fences around as if we might go tear the State House down or something. They claimed that there were buses on the way down here from other places bringing Antifa here to cause rioting, troubles, shootings, and all kinds of things. But they didn't give a damn about AR-15s or how many guns you could buy a month. What they cared about was they could hide the fact that they wanted to do away with the Electoral College in Virginia without actually doing away with it by stealing its very and importance. What they have done is, well, they have made a huge feint, and it was successful. They attacked the Second Amendment while their real target was the Electoral College. They didn't do away with the Electoral College because they knew that would be a disaster to even try that. But what they did was make it subject to the political vote so that the total number of voters would control the Electoral College rather than the states. Very clever, these Democrats. Very, very clever and very unconstitutional in their methods and means. So now we have to go out and fight the changes to the Second Amendment that they've put forward, and we have to go out and take the power of the vote away from the individual and to give it back to the Electoral College. I think that's going to be hard to do because they have been preaching for 100 years now that America is a democracy. They never believed in the Republic from day one of the signing of the Declaration of Independence or the signing of the Constitution. They've never believed it. They have always been the Democratic Party, even before the 1776. So we have an enemy among us, and I'm afraid it's the Democratic Party. If you know your history, you will know that Russia, after the Tsar, had a democratic labor government. They voted in elections, and what they voted for was a communist party. The Democratic Labor Party became the Communist Party, which has always been the history of democracy from the word go. This is the way it has always gone in history. I see no reason to think that it will change just because maybe we're more enlightened or something, but we're more enlightened with no history. So go back and read your history if you think this is not important. Well, I'm not sitting here talking about this because I am terribly worried about the impeachment of the President of the United States or whether or not rifle is outlawed. But I am very concerned, very, very concerned about the idea that our Electoral College is damaged in such a way as to make it virtually done away with. By taking the vote away from the states as it was intended and giving it entirely to a popular vote, when we have 90 counties are against the gun laws, and we have about 6 that are for doing away with the gun law, but also changing the length of time the governor can stay in office to 8 years. I would say that that is a self-serving thing for the Democrats to do and for the governor to do and some of the other people who are pushing socialism and all kinds of things. If they do away with the Electoral College, we are guaranteed of having socialism in America. It's guaranteed, because the West Coast, California, and the northeastern states have the population to change the laws without having to amend the Constitution. Think of that. They can do what the writers of the Constitution feared most, that we would change the Constitution without an amendment. Pretty crude, these people, pretty clever. And whether or not we impeach a president or not, yeah, that's a question, a constitutional question too. But it doesn't even begin to rise to the danger of changing our voting system, because it can go nationwide. Just think of this. Virginia, who was among the first to condone a war against England, could be the first to condone socialism in the United States and the overthrow of the American government. Who's to stop it? If the states can't stop it, then it will go nationwide. Okay, boy, you guys, all of you out there that are constitutional minded, all of you here in Virginia that worry about constitutional problems and matters and whether or not we are overrun by Democrats and socialists, who are all one and alike, the same, I think. It's my opinion. But anyway, that's why I'm making this video. Now, what would you do if you had an enemy that you knew you was going to have to fight, to put off the fight? First thing I would do is divide them if I could. Well, the new gun laws say that Virginia will no longer recognize the gun permits of 25 other states. And 6 of those other states can't recognize our carry permits if we don't recognize theirs. So what do you do? What have you done? Well, you have divided all of the gun rights people into little groups, so they're ineffective. If you know that's a standard old practice. If you go all the way back to the Spartans and the Greeks, it was a practice then. About 1956 or 7, somewhere along in there, the Democrats told all the voters to vote your interest. Over a long period of time, they have finally kind of dropped that because it sounds self-serving, which it was. Self-interest has stayed about the same, but now many Americans are concerned about their country now that it's split in half, which there again, there's that split thing. The Democrats have worked hard to split Republicans away from the Democratic public. So now we're a divided nation according to the Democrats. Maybe according to the Republicans too, I don't know. But anyway, boy, I hate to see this, but I'm going to tell you, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to say that, we've got to change all of this. And if we can't change it, the day will come when we may very well be damn glad of our weapons of war. Man, that is really something to think about.